Hi, I'm Zara.
And I'm Faith.
And we would like you to
sit down with us
every Wednesday. So on today's episode, we want to jump right in and talk everything reality TV.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone watches, everyone loves. Well, some people love. Some people are not keen on them.
I think people just love the drama, I think. Like, it's something else to talk about. It's one of those things that you go into work like, oh, to just see what X, Y, Z happened yesterday. And I think it's
I think for me, sometimes it's like a guilty pleasure. Like, someone will be like, what are you up to? I'm like, oh, I'm watching this like interesting documentary. Secretly, I'm watching Secret Wives of Mormon, Secret Lives of Mormon. I promise I do watch it, but I didn't even know what it was called. Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. And I'm like, I'm just watching this fascinating documentary about history.
Yeah.
I mean, I do love both, but just depends what mood I'm in.
I think everyone's watched it because it's also includes like your classic Britain's Got Talent, X Factor, your ITV, like all of that. I class that as reality TV as well.
Oh, yeah.
Because as you'll get to know, a lot of reality TV is not reality. But it's there to show reality.
You'd be surprised how much of it is scripted.
Right? Yeah.
And we're here to talk about some of those scripts.
Yeah.
But I think it's fair to say that reality TV is showing a certain look, is portraying a certain look of everyone and like a certain lifestyle and whatever. And sort of everyone needing to abide by those standards.
Yeah, and I feel like just jumping back from what we said last week on terms of body positivity, I think it's helped shape almost negative connotations of body positivity with what we see online.
100%.
Which I think definitely has escalated from certain reality TV shows, because for me, I'm like, why am I not seeing more people of difference and disabilities within that media, on that platform?
Yeah.
Because everyone will experience love. Everyone will experience, a talent. And so why can't that be mutual?
It almost sends the message that people like us aren't normal.
Yeah.
It's weird because we're not seen in the social media, and obviously social media and reality TV is a big thing, especially in today's day and age, and not seeing yourself be represented in those kind of scenes.
And I think it's like when you do see someone who looks different or has a disability that's on a screen and on a reality TV, you're like, oh, that's well cool. And then nothing else happens. You just think like, oh, that's a nice moment, rather than it being like, because you don't say that about your stereotypical, like, blonde, she's just like a normal.
It's just normal.
Yeah.
And that's what I think the whole concept of the podcast is making disability and a difference normal within society. And part of that would be having people with difference and disabilities
included within these things.
Yes.
In almost like a very respectful way, which we'll get into soon as to why it's not done
and also in a way that is not a sub story, which again we'll get into in today's episode. But let's get into it.
So to kick it off, I think the most talked about known reality show TV series would be Love Island.
It's starting soon as well.
It is, isn't it?
June. Is it in June or July? No,
I don't watch it anymore, to be honest. I don't really know. But
for me, I think thanks to TikTok, and I know there's like a stigma with TikTok and whatever, but sometimes I watch these things through TikTok and I'm like, I like to be in the know.
I like to know what's going on.
Yeah, and like I love a meme as much as the next girl. So I'm like, I want to understand the memes.
Yeah.
So I do sometimes watch it through TikTok just for the memes.
Yeah.
But
But I think on Love Island, you definitely do see, I think at the beginning, people were going on there for love, and you see like couples from past series actually going on there and finding love, and they're now married with kids. And but a lot of people have come out and said it was a career move for them.
Yeah.
Which, fair enough, if you're approached and it fits where your life is and you're single and you're like, you know what, let's go. Fair play. Like, who wouldn't? Like, I get that. But I think it's definitely now turned into just pretty faces and just wanting a boost in
more of
that
like a
world.
Popularity contest type of thing. And it's just like, no, because like you are judging someone. Obviously you get to know their personalities and we only get to see like an hour of their day, and we don't know them. And it is important to remember that, especially with the show coming up. Like, you don't know their life story by watching it for an hour.
You see barely an hour of what they are being filmed every single second of every single day.
Definitely.
And you see an hour of what is cut and edited. Like, you don't see their small conversations where they're having a big heart-to-heart. You might get like a 2-minute bit of that, but not all of it. So I think it's definitely good to give them grace.
Definitely.
Through this. But again, remember, it's made for TV.
Yeah.
So it's going to be dramatised for TV.
And yeah, as much as it's all fun and games and not really reality, even though it's reality TV, it would be so good just to see someone with a disability.
I know. Well, I think Tash, who with her hearing.
Ghouri?
Yes.
I do actually. Yes, I do. I love Tash. I loved her through Dancing on Ice, I was going to say, but Strictly Come Dancing. And no, she's great. I love her.
Yeah.
And I think she was the first person to go on there who was a person with a disability. You know, I'm doing that. I think she's hard of hearing.
Yeah.
I think that's what they call it. And she was the first person to go. And I do think they handled that really well.
And I think for me, before Kaz, because I've met Kaz, and it was after she had experienced alopecia, and she ended up donating her hair to Little Lady Locks, the charity that I'm running for this May, by the way, if people want to get to know more of that. Sponsor, fundraise. If anyone's got really long hair as well and wants to chop for summer, 7 inches, that's all we're looking for. It goes a long way and it helps little girls get wigs, which is exactly what Kaz did. The videos are all online. It's gorgeous, and Kaz is a beautiful human. But I love that she went back on and actually spoke about alopecia, and she had a moment there to kind of, she didn't drop names or drop companies because obviously national TV, you don't know how they're going to swing it. But yeah, she came on and spoke about her alopecia journey, and I just thought it was so beautiful because you don't see it that often, like someone actually talking about their experience from the first bald patch to now it's fully grown back.
It's just such a nice way to use your influence. I love that.
And I think there's more influencers now doing that, which I think is so vital because it makes them seem more human. And not like this picture perfect individual from reality, when this is reality. You go through ups and downs of life, and I think that is so organic when those two individuals have gone on, that I just want to see more of that.
And I think it's really important to know, bottom line of like our podcast as well, is that a disability or a difference can happen to anyone at any point in their life. It's important to not be like, oh yeah, but that's not going to be me, or like, oh gosh, what's that? Like, it's
100%. I didn't know at 10 years old I was going to have a bald patch at the back of my head. And then 15 years later, here I am now. With no hair.
Or like, I mean, obviously with me, it's different because I was born with the condition. But like, you could literally get, I mean, a bit morbid, but you could literally get hit by a train and be paralysed.
Well, just the likes of some of the guests we've already had on, Kai. He had like a life-changing accident when he was very young, 18, and now obviously he's thriving and learned new ways to live. So I think, again, just more awareness and more visibility of that, because I think that will also help enhance the beauty culture and therefore enhance body positivity in a positive way and not a toxic way, which we delved into a lot last week. If you want to go check that out,
please do. So then this would make more sense. I think, because
I would love to a bold woman on Love Island.
The dream.
I would love to see it.
The dream. I would just love to see a little man or a woman wheeling about in the villa. I just want someone wheel about. I want to know if it's accessible. Actually, if you've ever been on Love Island, or if you're part of the production, not that you'd be watching this, but if you are, or listening, hello, please let me know if it's actually a wheelchair accessible wheeler, because that's like my 3 a.m. thoughts sometimes.
Keeps you up at night.
This is going to be really rogue, but you know Tom and Jerry? Were you ever a Tom and Jerry fan?
Yeah.
Do you know that lady that you never saw her head?
Yeah.
I've always, again, another 3 a.m. thought, I always wanted to see what she looked like. And that,
I imagined her with glasses, like a big, like a cartoon granny.
See, I always imagined her with pink curls.
pink curls.
No, pin curls.
Oh,
Pinned curls.
I was like, you're really thinking about it at 3 a.m.
Oh yeah, I'm like drawing it. No, I'm joking. But yeah, again, that like knowing what the villa looks like, or whether if it's accessible, 3 a.m. thoughts.
But I think going back to like what you think something or someone should look like makes me think of Love Is Blind on Netflix. And it's like, I know it came from the US, and now there's a Brazil, you've got Spain, you've got Australia, you've got obviously the UK one now. And I feel like, again, it started off people there to find love, connecting on personalities, beautiful. Some are going on there for the wrong reasons, which I saw in like the last few series.
What I love is that you're not allowed to describe what you look like.
No.
Which, do you know what? Personally for me, love it. But also, I'm thinking, if I can't relay that I'm disabled and you see it for the first time, I don't know how.
I get that.
Do you know what I mean?
Because when I met my partner, I not warned him. You don't have to warn anybody about a condition, a diagnosis, anything. You don't need to warn them because it's not a scary thing for them. It's more for you. And so I kind of let him know that, look, this is a photo of me without my wig. I'm wearing a wig right now. Do you understand this? This is me. Take it or leave it. And I think it's more daunting on our end because we've had those negative reactions.
Yeah.
And even though you've got to know someone on a personality level, meeting them face to face
is different.
Can also be...
Speaking of negative reactions, I know we've covered kind of dating in February, and that was a while ago. But something that happened to me a few weeks ago.
They're about to throw hands. Are you going to tell the story?
I am. I think,
I need some water.
I think, saying that, that rejection of, when you first meet someone, not quite the same, but basically, I was talking to someone on text, and I got the realization that he didn't quite realize that I was in a wheelchair and I was disabled. So we were just chatting. I'm not going to go through too much detail. And then I dropped in the fact that I was like, yeah, I don't think you've realised, but this is a situation. And I was like, okay. And then he asked loads of questions about it. And I was like, this is what blah, blah, blah. And then he came back. The conversation slowed down and he was a really fast replier. So I was like, something's not right. I was like, okay. And then he came back and he was like, not to sound like a horrible person. He said something else, but I'm not going to say it. But he said, not to sound like a horrible person, but if I had realised that before swiping, I wouldn't have swiped. And fair play for the honesty, but I didn't need to. There's such things as a white lie.
No, fair play of a bubble-wrapped man. I'm sorry, there's more people than you in the world. Sorry, pop your bubble, babe.
It's like, what? Like, you could have literally blocked me or ghosted me. You did not have to say that you would not have swiped.
There's more eloquent ways to turn someone down.
Tears in your eyes.
I know. It's fear. It's fear for him if I find him.
Oh, no, you won't. He does not live in Manchester. I'm not going to tell you where he lives, but not in Manchester. We won't bump into him anytime soon. But yeah, I was just like, jaw on the floor because of the audacity.
Right? I laugh because if I don't laugh, I'm too shocked to speak.
Yeah, I'm just like, hang on a minute. But anyway, I think we've digressed. But yeah, going back to Love Is Blind, it's a great concept, but might not necessarily be a great concept for someone with a disability / difference. But on the other hand, it's
tackling that don't judge a book by its cover, which I love.
And I think that it gives people who don't have a disability or difference that little bit of understanding as to what we might sometimes go through when it comes to dating.
You know what? I actually love Love Is Blind more than Love Island.
Oh yeah,
because
definitely.
Majority of people there are there for love, are there to match and find a connection. Their wife, their husband, at the end of the day. And I think it's altering their perception of what they think they want to actually what they need. And I think it's helping people open up their mind and open up possibilities.
And as much as like physical attraction is important and like you need to be physically attracted to your partner, but it goes beyond that. And I think that's what the show represents, and I love it.
And it is an experiment at the end of the day. Like in every episode they go, it's an experiment. And even at the end they go, is love is blind, and everyone kind of says it is an experiment and it's different for everybody. But yeah, like it's a show that obviously I wouldn't go on. I'm in a committed relationship, but I would have loved to go on, one, to experience, but also just to, I guess, challenge myself and put myself out there. I think it's something for yourself, a massive out your comfort zone vibe.
See, I don't think I'm mentally there.
Yeah.
Like imagine that thing opens and he just like walks away. Like, no. On national TV, on
it's Netflix, like
on
everywhere.
National TV as well. Like,
yeah, no, actually,
I would go into like a Kermit in the hole and like never show myself. But this is the thing. I would love to think of myself as confident, and I really am confident. If you know me personally, you know. But just I couldn't do that.
I think it's a lot to process.
Let us know if you would.
Yeah.
If you were asked tomorrow to go on Love is Blind,
or Love Island, would you do it?
Yeah, would you do it? Obviously, for the right reasons.
Yeah. Or not. Spice it up, let us know.
Tell us, yeah. Brand deals, maybe.
I know, right? No, literally.
Actually, funny enough, I was
approached.
I was approached to go on Married at First Sight. Would you believe? Obviously, I'm sat here, unmarried, and very single. So, needless to say, I declined. But the reasons I declined might not be necessarily the reasons you think. And I think one of the main reasons I did decline was, one, again, of how that person would see me walking down the aisle and just be like running away the other way. And two, because I didn't know how the public was going to perceive
how you were going to be edited.
Yeah. And like, even if I was edited the nicest way possible, which I'm just going to say it, a disabled gal, if you edit me in a bad light,
it makes the show look bad. Like,
you're going to come out as even worse. Yeah. So I kind of knew that was a safe bet in terms of the show, but also you can be the nicest person possible, but the public are just going to think what the public think.
Yeah, they'll still be able to pick you apart and find 100%. Something to hone in on.
Yeah, and I just was personally not ready for that. And I just think there's some things better left. I'd rather not know what every single person out there thinks of me.
Yeah.
You know? And I know we said like, it would be great to have representation and bloody blah, blah, but before we get to shows like this, having representation, we need to think about, the public need to think about their perceptions, which again, we've talked about previously, of people with different disabilities, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I think Married at First Sight anyway really hones in on like relationship issues as a whole and conversations that you need to have that's not talked about.
No.
Like people think that you know what a relationship's going to be like, you know what conversations you're going to have, you know if a guy cheats, you'll leave. But no one really talks about why the cheating happens and then what comes before that and what's led to that. There's always a story. Like no way am I victim blaming. Like that's not what I'm trying to do here.
No, we don't do that. Judgment-free zone.
Yeah, but it's the fact that the show really helps watchers and participants understand the process of a relationship and making a marriage work.
Yeah, they're like actual experts on the show. I was going to call them judges, but they're called experts.
Yeah,
which is cool. Like it's a great concept, and in a world where my disability wouldn't be picked apart or I wouldn't be judged because of my disability. Not that saying I would, but it's a very high chance. Let's call a spade a spade. It's a high chance.
I think people have already an people already have an idea of what they want in a partner. And so it's like when you add other things into the mix, like alopecia, looking different, a disability or a condition, they're just like, oh my gosh, what?
Yeah.
And it's almost like leave space and make space
and
to grow in yourself.
And to maybe give them a benefit of the doubt. Maybe part of it is the unknown. Like, what am I going to be? Like we've said, every disability is different. Every difference is different. Obviously, the clue's in the negative for us. Oh my gosh. So I might not be exactly the same as another person with spina bifida. So I get the whole being uncertain, but like, don't judge, like ask questions. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah.
My big thing right now as well is someone like stops me in the street or just not, honestly, it always happens when I'm food shopping. It always happens in Tesco's or Sainsbury's.
Oh, Tesco.
Every time, like someone will stop me or an interaction will happen and they'll ask about my alopecia.
Really?
But I think it's like where I live now, I'm like the only bald gal. You know, I've seen one other woman, but I haven't seen her since. So it might have been a fluke thing.
I moved away.
Potentially, I might have scared her.
Like, one girl in the town is enough.
This is my town.
I'm moving away.
But I do prefer now when people ask questions and are open and want to know, because it's education on both parts then.
This is so interesting because I'm the opposite. Like, if someone comes to me...
I used to be like, why are you talking to me?
No. See, if someone comes to me and asks loads of questions, depends. Like, I've had it when people come up to me and they're like, oh, my daughter's disabled. Like, does this work? Blah, blah, blah. Like, oh, how'd you find this chair? I've had that loads of times and I love it.
When it's relatable, I'm like, oh, let me...
Yeah. But if it's just like a random man asking me questions, I'm like, listen... Google's free. Knock yourself out.
Yeah. It's like, am I asking you what your sock size is? No. Go away.
Yeah.
So, yes. Sorry.
No, but true. That's really true. But no, yeah. So yeah, it's interesting that we've got different.
Yeah. I haven't always been like this though. I used to like hate it and like eye roll and just give really blunt answers of like.
But that's where education starts though. So I guess it is a good thing.
Yeah,
I need to
hammer it.
Yeah.
But in terms of like going back to the don't judge a book by its cover thing, when I was at uni, my main thing was this. So I did my dissertation. I started in a wig, did like a little poet about the reason why I shaved my hair off, and ended up taking my wig, makeup, eyebrows, eyelashes off within this performance.
Yeah.
And I've now replicated that performance for Little Lady Locks charity events that I've done in the past. And it's that point of like, don't judge a book by its cover. You actually don't know what a person's going through. Just because they look nice, they've got they're like well put together, presentable. You've no idea what's going on with that person at home. Regardless of a reality TV show, regardless of what you see on TV, you never know what someone's going through.
No. So, and that comes back to reality TV being heavily edited. So just take it with a pinch of salt.
Yeah.
Or maybe like a heap of salt sometimes.
Take a bag.
Take a bag. Exactly.
Right. So to continue on from my dancing background, I was approached, I want to say 2 years ago.
Who were you approached?
Maybe a year or two ago, by a woman scouting for Britain's Got Talent.
Ooh.
And I was like, this is sick. Like, this is really cool. I'd love to do that.
Yeah.
And I knew straight away my concept would be start in a wig, take the wig off and finish without the wig. Basically, the performance I do for Little Lady Locks and what I do for my dissertation, I'd replicate into a similar form.
Cool.
Yeah. Would have been cool. Oof. To be fair, everything kind of happened for a reason. I gave myself food poisoning. I didn't mean to. It was an accident.
just on purpose.
Not self-harming myself, no.
Yeah.
I accidentally got food poisoning. And so the tape I sent through was not my best.
Okay.
And she was like, let's try again next year. And I was like, actually, no, this isn't for me anymore. Not because of the food poisoning, because of what they were wanting from me. So before I even mentioned that I wanted to start in my wig and then take my wig off, they already asked me to do that anyway. So that was number one. And so I'm like, I'm fine doing that if it comes from me.
Don't ask me to do that.
Yeah, because that's from like, that's my experience. It's like, it's
not a performance.
Yeah, it's my, it's my difference I'm outing.
Yeah.
And you're not going to force me to do that.
Like, imagine you weren't comfortable with that. What then?
Yeah, it's like I was forced to hide my alopecia for so many years. I'm not doing it again.
No.
Not being asked to do that again, no. So I took it on the channel. I was like, right, I kind of had this concept anyway, blah, 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 blah. And then more conversations kept going, and they were like, they really wanted to hone in on like the woe is me side of it all and like make it a big sob story.
Oh, no.
But I'm like, if you'd asked me like 5 years ago, maybe, because I hadn't fully accepted my alopecia then, and I was still upset and processing it all. But then I obviously wouldn't have done it anyway. I wouldn't have wanted to be on stage.
You don't want to advertise that having alopecia as a sub story. Like, it's an impact. Like, you want to empower women.
Yeah, it's like, I want to show that, yes, it was traumatizing losing my hair at 10 years old, waking up and seeing hair on my pillow, on the shower wall, on my partner, being like, oh my gosh, I'm molting like a cat and I can't stop it. Like, it feels awful when you don't know what's going to happen. And alopecia gives you this false hope that your hair will grow back one day, which for many, it does. Okay. But in my case, with alopecia universalis, it didn't, obviously. Sat here bald with no eyebrows on.
Bald and beautiful.
So, bald, yes, she is. And then, but just from the Britain's Got Talent conversation, it then made me look back at all the other contestants in the past and just think, gosh, they love a sob story. But also with the dramatisation of it all, they actually said that when I sent my tape in, if they wanted me, it wouldn't be my choreography. They'll get a choreographer in to help. And all they wanted to see was tricks, flips, turns, jumps. And I'm like, that's not dance, that's acro. Like, I'm very much like a traditional dancer. Like, I believe if I'm going to do a flip in a routine, that's acro. I don't see a flip as dance, personally.
It's almost like they wanted your alopecia story, but with their idea of what the talent should be.
Yeah.
Like, putting your talent aside and just using the alopecia.
Yeah, like, don't get me wrong. Rubbish. If you want me to do 20 fouettes, I can do that, babe. But if you
I don't know what that is.
If you want just loads of turns.
Oh, right.
Just turns with a fouette of the leg.
Fouette?
Fouette.
Oh my god.
Fouette. We're going ballet.
Getting a little dance class here.
Ballet, yeah. But
like, if you want me to do one of Faith's photographs, that'll be fun.
But
we should actually do
it. Was just like, don't get me to do a flip because I can't. No. For one, like, I quite like my neck in one piece.
As you do.
Right?
Naturally.
So, yeah, it was just very much like, if we got you on, you would be doing this. And I wouldn't have much say. And already they wanted me to whip my wig off midway through the performance.
I'm just surprised that Britain's Got Talent is like this, because it's like your talent.
Yeah, no.
Not what the producers want the talent to be.
As much as it was my talent, it would have been my dance and my story. They would have had a lot of influence.
Yeah.
From the vibe I got, personally.
Interesting.
Yeah. That was that. So I didn't do it. So, yeah.
Proud of you saying that. And I think a great myth to take away from today is that reality TV isn't actual reality.
No.
Like, I'm sorry, but like we've said, you get an edited hour of their day. And mind you, these people are in these villas, in these places for how many weeks with no contact to the outside world. I'm sorry, but if anything goes wrong in my day, I'm on the phone to you, I'm on the phone to my mum, I'm on the phone to blah, 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 blah.
They don't get any contact.
No,
normally.
So you naturally get in your head. You naturally act on first instinct.
100%. And I think as well, the scenarios that the individuals are put in are not normal everyday scenarios. They're very high stress scenarios, and they're definitely almost regimented and drilled into them to get good content. They want to make good TV.
For example, now I'm in the dating world. Imagine, obviously, you know the person you're dating is likely dating someone else, but you don't get to see it in like you don't get to witness their dates, you don't get to witness their chats. But in a place like Love Island, you get to see that. And that's obviously going to have an effect on you. Like that's like you're human.
I think as well, like in actual reality, if you don't get along with someone, you just don't speak to them. You don't see them every day. Whereas in this high pressure situation, you're stuck with seeing them every day.
Yeah.
And so of course you're going to get those blowouts, the heated convos, the arguments. So I think take with a pinch or a bag of salt sometimes. And everything you see on TV, just don't fully believe it.
Yeah.
And just
don't be a keyword warrior.
Yeah. Just what I was just about to say.
Don't.
Be kind. Like, especially this summer when more reality TV soaps and TV series start up again very soon. Yeah. Please be kind. Whether there is someone of a difference on there, be even kinder, like, because they're putting themselves on a platform where they're probably many of the first people actually putting themselves out there with a physical difference or a disability. Like, let's be kind.
Be kind. It's also interesting because I was watching a interview of this actor, not really reality TV, I know, but this actor being like, so he's played a really nasty character, and he was like, the abuse I get online and in person. And I was like, guys, I was just acting. And like we said, reality TV isn't reality. Half of those conversations are scripted. Yeah. So they are basically maybe like 60% of the time acting. Yeah. So it's not real. Not saying like they're not genuine people, but sometimes you got to do what you got to do for the views.
Which is what TV want, really. They just want ratings, high views.
But yeah.
So yeah.
That's it.
So that's reality TV for you.
Yes. We've uncovered some myths. Had some great chats. Told you that we've been approached for Britain's Got Talent. Yeah. Maths.
I've had a Love Island thing sent to me as well, but obviously that would be a big lifestyle change for me if I went on there.
No. I can picture you there on the villa, just like chilling. But maybe not.
No, I'd just be there.
We should go together. If we could, like, bring a plus one, I would love to go. If I could bring a plus one, yeah.
Yeah, I think my partner might have something to say, but yeah.
He'll just sit on the sidelines. You don't have to do anything.
He'd be like, hey, what's this?
Maybe ask him not to watch this because he's going to hate me.
No.
He's going to be like, listen, she's not a great influence on you. Get gone.
What is she saying?
If you don't see a pod next week, I've been cut out. No. Oh dear.
No. Anyway, thank you so much for listening or watching today's podcast episode.
We hope to see you again next week.
Yeah, next Wednesday. Bye.
Bye.